Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Call yourselves Title Town? Are you kidding me?
That's fraud. It feels like a gray area.
Spoiler alert, Canada. Cup's coming back to the US of A.
There's way too much negative stigma attached to strippers.
I hate you guys so much.
My dog just shit his ass.
Merry Christmas week, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. We got the intro right this week, so I'm probably just going to tune out from here because it's all downhill from here. We got a great show planned for you, probably mostly just us rambling and talking a little bit of drunk takes again by our man Christian. We got Ryan McCarthy in from No Credentials Required joining us, and as always, Mookie's here. Mookie, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, you know, I'm just living the dream here with Tuesday night football doubleheaders. Like, what more could be going right in this world, right?
I don't know. Not much. It's Christmas week, baby. It doesn't get much better than that.
And we are in the heart of fantasy football playoffs, too, with people dropping left and right and then coming back and then testing out 3 times and whatnot. It's a crazy week, man. There's a lot going on. We got a lot to catch up on.
The whole week has been banana land, right?
Yeah, like did you know they did Hard Knocks last week?
They do Hard Knocks every week for those of us who pay attention.
Well, see, now that doesn't seem real. They had a bye. Everyone was very excited. We talked about this at length. There was a bye last week. Doesn't that mean that's a week off?
Sure.
All right, cool. Speaking of week off, Brian, how you doing, man? I'm going to toss to you over there and show that beautiful sweater you got going on there. A nice sweater.
It's not just a sweater. It is a hockey
I
sweater.
see. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
I saw that sleeve cut.
Yeah.
Who are you rocking besides the reindeer there?
Just the reindeer.
So it's not for a team?
No, just one a blank hockey jersey is sweet.
So
really
wait a
nice.
minute. Are you telling me you designed this yourself? Where did you procure such an item?
No, I bought this a few years ago. I can't remember the name of the website, but they were offering Christmas themed hockey jerseys. I picked one up. I've also got a tuxedo one for New Year's. So somewhere in my stash of jerseys too. So maybe for New Year's I'll break that out.
But for New Year's and not for like weddings or graduations or court hearings. That's kind of where my head went.
Court hearings would be a little bit too formal, I don't know if the judge would.
I suppose it's true.
Yeah. That. It's like, are you mocking me? I'd be held in contempt of court.
Well,
Thank you for joining us, Ryan. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Not to be outdone, Christian. Back for another week of hijinks. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. How's your week going so far? Short week this week. We sprung it on you last minute.
Yeah, it's been so boring. So fucking boring.
You still don't have anyone to drink with?
No, it's gotten to the point like last night, me and my roommate went out for a couple beers. You know how depressing that is at the age of 21?
Couple, 2, 3.
couple beers.
Oh, just a couple? Like you
like literally 2 beers.
Let's hang out and have beers?
Like blue balls, because like you get 2 and you're ready to keep going, and then we should probably go home.
No, that reminds me back at that same age when I would tell my mom, she'd be like, "Oh, you want to go hang out with your friends, have a beer or two?" And I'm like, "No, nobody wants to have a beer or 2, Mom. Like, why would I waste money like $10 on 2 beers and feel absolutely nothing from that?" And she's like, Are you okay? Do we need to talk? Is there something wrong? I'm like, no, I'm not an alcoholic. It just nobody's wasting money on 2 fucking beers. Like,
I'd rather have an $80 bar tab and like not really remember it than have a $10 bar tab and go home sober. Like,
absolutely. Well, thanks for joining
us.
At least
he's getting the full college experience though. Like that makes me feel good, Christian. You're doing college right if that's your approach. And also, Scott, what do you mean 2 beers for $10? Like, let's be real. It was 2 beers for $2. But we were still broke as fuck. And so, yeah, it was like, who wants to spend $2 on 2 beers and not feel anything?
Do you want to eat or do you want to drink beer? That was the question.
That was typically, yeah. Or just, maybe just snag a couple hot dogs at Murphy's down there in Clifton. Free food. It's the safe way to drink, kids.
Thanks, Mookie.
You're welcome. I was leaving that right for you to lead into the next part there, Scott.
And I was leaving it right for you. I'm just going to let it hang on that argument. Like I said, guys, got a great show lined up for you. We're going to talk some Hard Knocks, talk Christmas stories, talk drunken stories, get some a year-round wrap up on things. You got a poem for us this week, right, Ryan?
Unfortunately, I never got to it.
No poem. Okay,
no
well, we don't have a
poem.
year-round up poem, but we're gonna make Ryan do something before he gets out of here, since he's this show's hockey expert. When he's on, I take a back seat, even more so when I'm hosting. So there's that. So yeah. But anyway, we're gonna get through things. Mookie, where are we going? Oh wait, that's right. I should give everybody a reminder or a prompt that my computer decided just before show that it said in 15 minutes I'm screwed and it's gonna restart. So Mookie's gonna be handling things for whenever my computer craps out. Just FYI, get ready for that greatness.
This is all going to go so well. Like with how the drunken energy off the railsness that we had last week, I feel like we've gone a complete 180, and now it's like, I don't know, man. What are we doing? I don't know. Fucking whatever. It's the equivalent of to maybe, Christian, you probably had this happen fairly recently, where it's not even 2 beers at the bar. It's you start pre-gaming at your place, trying to figure out where you're going to go, what you're going to do for the night, and end up just crushing a 24 rack with your roomie and never going anywhere. And you just sit on the couch and end up watching ESPN for like 6 hours straight. And then it's like, well, shit, that was our night.
I'm like too active for that. Like if I start drinking, like I'm going somewhere. Like after the show, I'm definitely going to a bar. Like I'm not.
So where are you going? Call your shot. Where are you going? What's the watering hole situation like down
Probably
there?
tonight we'll go to Coast Guard House. It's like this, like very like
sounds fancy
restaurant on the water. Like we have no business being there, but
is it in the Hamptons?
No, it's right on the pier in Narragansett.
Whitey says he moved closer to the bar so that he could get fucked up and walk home. That's a solid strategy. I mean, if you're gonna be closer to the bars, then you might as well use them to your advantage.
It avoids a Dewey.
And I don't think, and what you guys are missing too is, for what it wasn't that hard. He just picked up and moved his cardboard box down a couple blocks. Like it was a pretty easy thing to do.
Well, when you're not slamming our listeners, what the hell are you drinking, Drew?
Oh, we're doing that now. You're just going to go right into it without any.
Yeah, I mean, we're already
about,
7 minutes.
Hold on, there's
in,
a button. Don't we click a button? There's that button. So yeah, I'm drinking another beer that I got from Beer Drop. You can check them out on craftbrewsports.com/beer drop. Go ahead.
You realize we usually do this after we intro the beers that we're drinking, but go ahead.
I mean, what part of me makes you think I remember that from any of the shows we've ever done?
Do the promo. It's cool. You just started it.
No, because now you've knocked me off my groove, man. I can't just turn it off and turn it on again. You've basically blue balled my read, so I might as well talk
cool.
about
Then what the hell are you drinking?
Well, again, in kind of the way that the last week in sports has been, I figured this was only fitting that I would drink Moped tonight from New Image Brewing. It's a blood orange wit beer, 5% ABV and again, New Image Brewing is out of Arvada, Colorado. So shout out my boy Evan there. Only 3.57 caps on Untapped, which again, I think is why it's probably Moped. Someone, it's just not something you get psyched up about. It just kind of like, all right, well, even though this thing smells, there's the penguin again. Even though this thing smells like really orangey and fresh, I don't know. I haven't settled into it yet. I'm trying to find it and find myself in this. Whitey's saying he lives in a steel drum. My bad, man. That's disrespectful to say it's a cardboard box. You have clearly upgraded to the.
He's corrected the shit out of you.
Yeah,
I thought he might have lived in Soda Sopa or Shitty Pot Town.
A shitty pot town? What?
Shitty Pot Town.
What are you rating your beer? Hey, we're gonna rate the beers on your best Christmas. So like best Christmas to worst Christmas.
I don't know. This is I don't know. It's like a middle of the road one. It's not like a shitty Christmas, but it's also not a fantastic one. So like maybe Christmas when I was 12, because I don't remember much. It wasn't noteworthy.
Dynamite rating, Drew. Ryan,
All
what do you got
right, this is going well.
for everybody but you? Ryan, what are you drinking tonight, man?
I am drinking from Ross Brewing Company in Edison, New Jersey, Brux Royale. It's a Belgian chocolate stout.
Fancy.
4.07 caps on untapped, 11.7% ABV.
Damn.
It is chocolatey, it is roasty, it is delightful, and I would rank this as my senior year in high school Christmas. I got a pair of Deion Sanders cross trainers for Christmas that year. So it was a
Nice.
rather excellent Christmas. This new pair of sneaks. and it
Excuse me,
was
they were
awesome.
what?
Deion Sanders cross trainers.
No, I'm sorry, Coach. You put some respect on that man's name.
Sorry,
Coach. Deion.
Well, back then
Sanders.
he was Deion, our prime
Hall of
time,
Fame.
Sorry, but
Yeah,
Well,
he
he
wasn't.
didn't say either of those either. So
He,
I mean,
he didn't ask Santa Claus for cross trainers for head coach. He's like, I want prime
Coach
time
Prime
trainer.
cross trainers. There we go.
I mean,
Nobody's ever
give him
wanted
prime time.
coach sneaks, man.
Do we really have to talk about this episode, Scott? I can't. The more I watch it silently in the background, the more I'm convinced I made the right call and forgetting about it.
It's pretty terrible. Christian, what are you drinking this week, man?
I have a real beer this week, actually.
Oh shit! Real beer alert. What do we got?
Whoa! Wait, are you back home? Is that why? Did you snag it from your dad's fridge? Or?
No. I'm still here
Oh,
after work. I'm gonna be here for like another couple of days, but that's why it's so boring because
Yeah, it's completely empty now.
Finished exams and now they're home. So
wait, you're not playing pranks on campus?
I don't live on campus.
No, I know that, but like that's the best part is again, you don't shit where you eat, right? So go to campus, raise ruckus, come back, all kinds of stuff, but I can't say it on the air. That would be, make me complicit. Just all I'll say is, do you guys need a trash can? Start there and see where your mind takes you after a sixer.
All right. Well, it's called Whalers. It's like this brewery in Narragansett. Like you can only get these in Rhode Island, I think. It's like one of the only like real beers I'll drink, and it was my absolute beer this summer. Like this is all I drank in the summer.
Who makes that one?
Whalers.
It just is Whalers.
It's Whalers by
Called Whalers, but Whalers Brewery makes it also.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What are we talking? Like IPA, ale, like
It
just
says APA, but like I'm not a beer guy, so I don't know what that means.
APA, American Pale Ale.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's American Pale Ale, which means it's slightly less bitter than your traditional Indian.
It's only 5%. It's not bad.
Ooh.
Actually, it's really good. Actually, so it's like the Christmas where I got a Peyton Manning jersey when I was like 8 years old.
Oh snap! That's a pretty
Damn.
solid Christmas.
Pretty
Coming
man.
in hard.
I also picked it because like it would lead into a story if we were gonna do that.
Oh, we got time for
Oh
stories.
no! We're gonna get to the stories. You just hold your Christmas horses
hang
on that. We'll get to your story in a minute. And this week I'm drinking. This one has been in my collection for quite a bit because pumpkin season kicked off, and this one had to get on the shelf for a little while. But I'm drinking PB&B King by Wiley Roots Brewing Company. This is a peanut butter banana pastry stout. It's got peanut butter, banana, and marshmallow.
Oh, and there goes Scott's reboot.
And there he goes.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, I know he liked that beer he was saying earlier. It had some stuff in it that he liked drinking. Whatever. We'll get back around to him. If it's important enough, he'll remember. Cool. So this is going well. So after all that, let's do a quick around the horn here. Ryan, I know you said you had the football game on the background. You want to give us a quick live update on that? Where are we standing with the Brownies and the red team, as you said?
Oh, the Eagles and the Eagles and the red team. It would beat currently 10-3 red team. About 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. I'll go ahead and continue to vamp and try to buy its time as Xavier's giving up its halftime lead and is now only up 39-37 on the road at Nova. About 16 minutes left to play in the second half there. So approaching the media timeout.
There's also a college game on right now, too.
Which one? Because I was watching the famous Idaho Potatoes Bowl earlier on the legendary Blue Field.
Yep. This is the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. It's bowl season when the Tropical Smoothie Frisco Bowl is going on between UT San Antonio and San Diego State.
Now, you know, this is UTSA's shot at their first ever bowl win.
Yes.
Does that
Right now they're up 14-7.
Okay. All right. Nice. Well, we do have proof of life from Scott in the group thread that he hates everything. And of course, Mike saying, that doesn't sound good. I'm sure it'll be fine. Earlier, Robert Taylor asked for Mike just doing the Christmas season thing, man. He's got to juggle family, kids. Apparently you're supposed to buy presents for people.
Did not know that.
Apparently the move of just walking around the living room handing out cash to everyone is frowned upon in some circles. So I don't know, very, very odd, but
only until a certain age. I mean, when you get to like college age or
I prefer that.
High school age and up, there you go. Thank you, Christian.
Oh, I'm saying I'm just handing crisp 20s to everyone. You can be in a diaper, an infant diaper, an adult diaper, and still crisp 20s. Like I don't see the problem there.
Does that include Whitey, who's in soda sopa on his cardboard box?
No, I feel like with him, I need to give him something a little bit more secure that he couldn't just flip around for, some whippets. I would definitely go Kroger gift card, make sure he's getting something good for him and keeping him upright. Jenny chiming in here in the chat. She wants to know about who's going to talk that hockey. Oh, don't you worry. We got plenty of hockey talk to get to. Ryan tried to spoil this earlier backstage when he started to give Scott the hint that there may have been a change in the schedule. So we'll definitely be covering that. Maybe a little bit of a hat tip early to some Olympics talk. Outside of that, Scott's still not back. So we're just going to soldier on forward here and dive straight into the college football team that's claiming a national title despite not winning a title. Does this sound familiar to anyone, anywhere, ever?
UCF.
That is correct, sir. That is the right answer. Do you know who is claiming it this time, though?
It's like Florida A&M, right?
It is indeed. Now, is it just me, or is there something strange about Florida teams just trying to declare themselves winners of stuff? Like, I don't get that. It's almost like they feel entitled to declare the outcome of certain things when they have, predetermined processes and regulations to determine the rightful winner, and they just want to flaunt that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Am I reading too much into this, Ryan?
This is the first I'm hearing about Florida A&M declaring themselves national champions. I know they went to the FCS playoffs and they lost in the first round of the playoffs, but are they declaring themselves the HBCU national champions?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. See, there we go.
They're claiming that. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm trying to read live on the air. This is great content. This is going so well. They are claiming that because they were the final number one ranked team in the NCAA power rankings, that gives them the right to call themselves champions. So I don't know. Even though they lost the game to Jackson State by 1 point in the Celebration Bowl, they apparently are claiming themselves champions. I don't know. This just seems weak. It shows just how bad the stories are out there right now that don't involve shit getting canceled, rearranged because everyone's got COVID. I don't know. Ryan, say words.
Words.
You're a dick, and I respect that. Well played. Christian, anything you want to drop in on here on the title?
South Carolina State technically win the HBCU Bowl? Didn't
they did. They stomped Coach Prime and Jackson State on Saturday. They did.
So they're the HBCU national champions, pretty undisputed.
Yeah, one would think that's the case, but Florida A&M's claiming otherwise.
Oh, wow. They tweeted about it and everything. I'm just reading the article.
Oh, no.
See, this, kids, is how you do research. Just as a little FYI. You talk about your buddies, you read some stuff and make everyone else watch you do it live on air, because that is the kind of joint we run here. Fuck. I can't believe I'd ever say this, but man, I miss Scott. This is rough. Outside of that, what do you guys think of this Cardinals fan?
Oh God, they did tweet it out. Holy crap.
All right, we're gonna play.
I'm just catching up.
What we need right now is we need one of those watch together features where, on all the Netflixes, the Hulus and whatnot during the pandemic, they had these things come out where you could all stream the same thing live at the same time on a video call. So you could be in the same room watching shit together. I'm assuming neither of you has ever tried that.
No.
Never tried it, but I know what it is.
Good,
Ooh,
good.
and Eagles are driving.
And the Eagles are driving.
Eagles are currently driving.
See, this is right. This is where, if Google, if you were going to do one thing right in your life, it would be that you fight Disney tooth and nail to preserve not only the freedom of sports press, but to be able to bring us that type of technology where we could all just sit out in a speakeasy virtually watching the game and just hanging out like we would, back in the good old days with our buddies. Why does that technology not exist?
Wait, so speaking of Disney and Google, Drew, there was something that happened this past weekend that kind of scared a lot of people from YouTube TV. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we can, because again, I alluded to it earlier, but it's been a weird week. A lot of emotions. It's been a roller coaster, very up and down. I'm definitely not recovered. I'm still going through some PTSD because of it all, but it was testing. It was trying. Man, I really had no idea what was going on. Kind of like Tyson dropping in right now. Tyson, this is what happens when software updates just sort of install themselves automatically. That's what you're witnessing.
Tyson's
there's
not on a
nothing
date
else
with a
different.
girl this week. Tyson's not on a date with a girl.
He is not on a date with a girl, but I do think that he owes us an update of said date with said girl. So Tyson, you're on the clock here. We expect an update in the next 10 minutes, or else. ...
I'll wait for the gentleman. Gentlemen don't kiss and tell.
Bull fucking shit. That is just absolutely wrong. That's half of what Twitter is these days, is people kissing and telling. Like, I don't know what world, you'd be living in to try to play that line. But yeah, so Google and the mouse had a bit of a spat, and just like everything else in big corporate life, the people who suffered was us little guys. And I woke up on Saturday morning only to find out that that nightmare was absolutely real. So I try to do a little bit of a retrospective and hard knock style, break down my reactions, but I wasn't prepared going in because, again, unlike Hard Knocks that airs every Wednesday night, without a doubt, like, schedule that shit in. I hadn't planned for this to happen. So I kind of went back and tried to retrace my steps, because I don't know about you boys, but I felt so lost, so absolutely lost, to the point that I'm still not sure what happened. But it all started off Saturday morning when I woke up for, the usual coffee, shit, and Sports Center, but there's nothing. There's just nothing. You flip on YouTube TV or scrolling through, there's nothing. I mean, unless you're trying to, get redeemed over basic access cable, or, buy something for $15 that'll fall apart in 2 minutes. There's nothing to watch on TV. I didn't know what to do or how to respond. It was brutal.
I feel like we should add some music in here, like very sad music, that like that meme, that Katy Perry meme of, you try to tell people you're fine, but you're not fine. And you just kind of gotta act your way through it. Like, I played that meme on my latest podcast, No Credentials Required, the Money Drop In, which was a Tuesday edition, actually, this past week. Currently available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you find podcasts. But I feel like we gotta have some music playing in the background, like some sad music playing in the background while you review these emotions, Drew.
No, you're absolutely right. And I appreciate that. And if anything else, Tyson's story would fit right in here too, because you're talking about sad emotions. He got promised the second date and it has yet to happen. So, sorry, buddy. It was totally not you. It was her. Also, look at it this way, like, the time of year, you might have just dodged a bullet, because technically you were still looking at Christmas season in the face. So you might have to buy a gift or take her out to dinner or something there. If not that, then you'd probably have to step up and do something for New Year's Eve, which, again, you're shelling out cash for an unexpected return. Then the calendar flips and we get ourselves into the Valentine's Day kerfuffle. Yes, that's right. You would be dealing with that in a scenario where you'd be into it long enough that, once again, you would have to do something, but like with romantic overtones. So you can't just take the local bar down the street, drop a 50 spot for both of you to get cheap, shitty champagne and, have people spill shit all over you while you try to make out at midnight. No, this would have been the real deal. Like, you would have had to put in work, planned ahead of time, and called that White Castle down the street from you to make sure that you had your reservation for 7:30. So, again, maybe it's not the worst thing that you didn't get the second date yet, push pause on that. Right now, you're dealing with a lot of sweatpants and sweatshirts. You don't know what's under there. You don't know what things are like. Well, and see, now, Tyson, now you're making it weird by bringing like real life stuff into it about people having kids and he's happy with life and whatnot. Like, that doesn't give me a lot to work with, man, without looking like a dick. So thanks, dick.
By the way, the red team is driving.
The
Eagles are driving. They're at the 1 yard line, and it's second and goal with 1:34 remaining in the second quarter. And Jalen Hurts just snuck it in, so we're about to have ourselves a tie game, unless the kicker blows the extra point.
You know what though? But I've heard that sometimes with kickers, the moment gets to them.
Believe me, as a Jets fan, I've experienced that pain all season long. We've gone through like 4 kickers already this year.
Well, at least
the Jets have gone through like four kickers this year. Actually, no, it's 3. It's 3. Never mind. But like kickers just kept missing extra points or easy field goals. Then they're the third kicker who's been actually, knock on wood, he's been pretty perfect so far this tenure.
And now he's going to go 0 for 3 next week with a blocked kick return for a touchdown. Way to go, Ryan.
Although they're playing the Jaguars, so it's probably sure it's going to happen.
Yeah. Speaking about going through kickers, Ryan, did you see what happened with the Bills this week?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, with the Panthers kicker blown, basically either straining or blowing his quad during practice.
I believe it was his bitch muscle during warm-up. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And they tried out other players in the team to try to do place kick. Oh, it was brutal to watch.
Well, and the worst part is every time I saw that story come up on SportsCenter or whatever, they showed all the players making these terrible kicks and stuff. But it's like, okay, great, whatever. What happened on kickoffs? Because you could always go for it on 4th down. You could always go for 2 when you score a touchdown. How did they handle kickoffs, or did the punter just get out there and kind of smack the ball?
I think the punter did the place kicking during the kickoffs, but when the Panthers scored touchdowns, they went for 2 both times. They were 1 for 2. They basically had an open tryout during warmups to try to find a place kicker for their extra points and field goals, and spoiler, did not go well.
No, imagine that. So, anyways,
I've only seen that once. I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting, but I've only seen that once. It was during an arena football game this past summer, where the team come up from New Jersey to play in Albany, and they didn't have a place kicker. Same thing happened to him. He got hurt during warmups, and they were holding open tryouts for place kicking for kickoffs during practice. So during warmups, it was interesting to see the kickoffs during the game, to see a wide receiver shanking kicks all over the place and hooking them and slicing them. It's like my golf game. It's a sight to see.
Well, that is an absolutely great transition to
playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack.
So before I ask you about Tiger and his kid, I did want to bring up that Tyson also was setting us up for a switch to golf, talking about smacking balls. He did say that even though the second date is en route, he is at least still getting nudes sent back and forth. So I feel like in the 2020 dating world, like that's all it is. Like that's what you're after, is you just want to get them nudes on the lock and the rest is gravy, right? Christian, any comment?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, you made it if you're getting nudes for the most part, but like sex is better, obviously. So,
and scene. All right, cool. We marked that one. Great. Got the drop for next week. So Tyson's getting nudes. We're slapping balls. What a great time to once again talk about Tiger Woods and his kid, right? Tiger was out at the PNC Championship or something. I know PNC sponsored it. Still not getting my business. Who cares? But Tiger was back out on the golf course with his kid playing scramble golf. And I don't know how much you guys watch this, but it was great to see. Obviously he's a long way from being back in actual competitive men's golf, but he was out there hitting shots. And You saw some of the Tiger of old sticking some approach shots, having him spin back to the hole within about 5 feet, stuff like that. Didn't bust out the big dog at all, which again, coming off of both back surgeries and then catastrophic fractures to your legs, I understand why you're going to ease yourself back into it. But what? Oh, wait a minute. What is this?
Oh! Scott's back to save the show. I mean,
Playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack.
That's just for you, Scott. We're
That's
talking about
quite-
Tiger and his kid.
Tiger and his
Whacking
kid.
balls.
Oh, cool. Somewhere along the lines there, I was introing my beer. This beer is amazing. Like, that was the last thing I think that I didn't get out, was that I love my beer. Tiger and his kid, though, that's cool. I mean, you know, it's nice to see Tiger playing golf again, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. You're wow. You've made such an impact in these first 30 seconds back. I tell you, this has just been awesome.
Sorry, I had no idea you were talking Tiger Woods. And honestly, besides seeing the fact that he was playing and then him and his son were doing Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods' son things, I didn't think much of it. Like, it was just another one of those. Like I said, I'm one of those people that's like, answer questions about that night you were driving this last time, or the afternoon or whatever.
Right. Well, you know, I appreciate your take here, Scott, and how you're always looking out for the athlete's best interest. So that's why I'll ask Ryan. Do you find it's
great human being?
Why?
Oh, right.
Why
He's
am
totally
I?
outstanding.
Why are we telling me about Tyson's nudes?
Oh, Scott, Tyson's got nudes, man.
Tyson, you have nudes?
Yeah, he's getting nudes. So he didn't get the second date, but he's getting nudes. Something about kids involved too. I don't know. They've got kids in the situation. No, not with the nudes, man. Come on.
Well,
Come
I mean,
on.
if the kids aren't involved with the nudes, then why are they having nudes?
Oh, it's just a messy dating situation, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to do that whole dating thing nowadays? That would be rough. I'd probably just pay for it in the metaverse personally.
Speaking of rough, should we get into Hard Knocks this week? Because it was pretty damn rough.
Well, no rougher than this show, so might as well. Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead.
Wow, thanks.
Hard Knocks happened this week. It's one of those things that still goes on. Love you, boys. Good night. My kids are. Yeah,
Tell him to go to bed, or Santa's not bringing him shit.
All right, yeah, my kids are thinking it's hilarious, and my son's wearing green and blending in. But goodbye, good night, guys. Yeah, bye.
That is kind of funny.
See you later.
Hijacked.
God, technical issues, kid issues. Good God. Anyway,
Can you
Hard
imagine if
Knocks.
Mike doesn't come back next week, and we have to do a New Year's show. It's going to be great.
Well, I mean, as long as my computer doesn't crap out on me in 15 minutes into the show, we'll be fine. Damn thing.
Look,
all right.
all I'm saying is it could have been worse.
I don't know. I mean, it was 15 minutes I was gone, so I'll have to take your word for it. All right, we're going to kick off these Hard Knocks notes. Mookie, you going to follow along since I know you didn't watch the episode?
Bitch, you need to back up and watch yourself because I am a full 22 minutes in right now. I know basically everything you're going to say.
Cool. Picture of Andrew Luck. Colts fans probably thank you for that reminder, HBO. Why is Frank the first voice we always hear? Him and McCarthy should hold a motivational speaking clinic for people who have trouble sleeping. I'd wonder how awful this episode is going to be.
True, I should. My last name is McCarthy.
Damn it, that's unfortunate timing. I was going for Mike McCarthy there because everybody knows
No relation. By the way.
Yeah, thank God, no relation because dear God, is Mike boring. I'd wonder how long how awful this episode is going to be, but because it's during a bye. But this shit has sucked with the games going on. So how much worse can it get? Ha! AJ Hawk. I remember when he was a thing. If this team picture,
dude, he's so ugly.
AJ Hawk.
So
yeah,
ugly.
He didn't get more attractive since his playing career ended. That's for sure.
Oh,
he still looks like the troll under the bridge.
Did he procreate? Did we save ourselves from that one at least?
I'm pretty sure he's probably got kids by now.
Damn it.
If this team picture only makes it up on the wall, if this team makes the playoffs, I'm not gonna lie, go whoever plays the Colts the rest of the way. Really weird. They only what's that?
FYI, AJ Hawk does have progeny. He has 2 kids.
Damn
There
it.
you go.
So that means that Brady Quinn's sister also has kids, which is also terrible.
Is he still married to Brady Quinn's sister?
I mean,
Laura Quinn Hawk, yes, since 2007.
yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
look at
God.
that.
They look like I bet they look like they got kicked in the face by a horse right out the womb.
I mean, he does, so they've got to.
Right.
Figures the one time I wish Frank would talk, he doesn't. He should have said that during the bye week he's gonna try to become less boring. We're getting old Jim Irsay video. How high is he in this stuff?
my
He looks
right?
blitzed out of his mind. Ha! Baltimore fans gonna hate this episode too, I see, with the old remind of the middle of the night heist. Man, bring back those 70 lockers rooms.
Well,
Jesus.
true. Technically, there's multiple lockers in multiple rooms, Scott. So I mean,
that's not
you're-
wrong, but I can't talk. So those
well.
motherfuckers look slick as fuck. Okay, serious time. I'm 100% here for kicking the stigma. No jokes, because the Colts and Jim Irsay spearhead the whole kicking the stigma, and I think that's a absolute fantastic cause. Oh look, it's that cuck Sean McVay. Can't escape him either. I see. Irsay in a cowboy hat singing. He's 100% high right now.
Dude, what? Yeah, seriously, were they trying to pile on for his subsequent, addiction trial or something? Like, what was all that footage? Like,
I
for the
don't
love
know.
of God,
It was like,
Why?
we haven't featured enough Irsay this season, so we're gonna dump it on you in one episode.
was it his fat daddy that was the one that was on in the suit and that was just like pouring sweat down his face in the interview, or is that
yes, that was his father.
Why did that footage ever need to be shown on national TV?
Because
Do
he
not.
stole.
I don't.
Because he
I don't
moved the Colts in the
understand.
middle of the night. It was
I
just a
guess,
reference
but
point. Like, hey, look at this guy.
I bet you
Yeah.
that dude constantly smelled like liver and onions. Guaranteed.
He looked like the embodiment of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Zaire trying to explain the concept of chicken and waffle to kids. The future of America is sincerely fucked.
Yeah.
Usually,
yeah.
Buckner being on screen is my favorite part of this, but a reminder that I can't afford a random off-week trip to Disney World on top of the blatant advertisement for Disney World. Fuck off, HBO. Wives
It's not
talking
that
about
cool, dude.
wives talking about things in football terms is always cringe. Thank God this episode was short. The fact that we already know that they beat the Patriots while they ramble on about Judgment Days is making me sick. Seriously, this season, this experiment, this whole in-season Hard Knocks thing is horrendous. I was so glad that this episode went short this week.
Like the good news is that we all know, because like all things football and sports, it's gonna come back again because there's money in it. But damn it, if they didn't try their hardest to convince people not to renew the in-season version with the Colts. Like, this entire episode blew ass, except for the 90 seconds where two dudes rubbed on each other with like salve and heat.
Were you watching Hard Knocks? Or what, like, I don't remember two dudes rubbing on themselves with salve and heat. What the fuck were you watching?
Hard Knocks is on
Skinamax.
it's on Showtime, right? Hard Knocks is on Showtime, right?
Wow, that's you were legit going for the fact
fuck.
that you were watching something not actually Hard Knocks.
Well, something was hard, but I don't know how much it was getting knocked necessarily.
Bro, are you doing this right now?
I don't know, man. You got to do something. In all honesty, what I was alluding to was when DeForest Buckner was getting his therapy or whatever at his house, and he was like breaking down the film while the guy was like working on his ankle. That was the only part of the episode that was compelling, besides the big oaf taking pictures of the hot blonde chick in the park.
Oh, yeah, the offensive lineman whose wife is too attractive for him.
Oh, way
teaching
too
him-
attractive.
Teaching him how to use a camera. Yeah, I didn't even take notes on that, but she was the one I was referring to, though. She very awkwardly multiple times was trying to instruct him on how to use the camera and using like football terms. She's like, oh, you're almost in a 3-point stance when he's like bending over. And then she was like, he's very coachable with this whole thing. And I'm just like, stop talking, please.
I mean, dude, again, you know what's happening there, though, right? Like, she understands the game. She realizes she's got to stand out
It's
to the
free
second
advertisement.
contract.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it's
that's true, too.
absolutely
But
free advertising for her and her.
yeah, she can't walk away
Exactly.
from that relationship until she locks up his second deal so that alimony payment's, the right size. If she goes ahead and burns this bridge early, then, she's only getting that rookie paycheck money. So, yeah, we all knew what's up. Okay,
Tyson saying he's got to wrap his kid's Christmas present, so he wants us to have a good show. Thank you, Tyson. Appreciate
Scott
it.
Rogers crotch goblins.
I'm a little curious too.
You guys have never heard kids referred to as crotch goblins?
No, but with Tyson, I would assume that's an STD first, than kids. But all right,
Wow, shit.
Crotch
All right,
goblins? I mean, that sounds like something itchy.
We're gonna back up for just a second. How did we get into
crabs?
How did we get on the discussion of the Tiger Woods thing? Like, what led into Tiger Woods talk?
Tyson was getting nude, so we started slapping balls. I don't know.
What?
I got nothing.
I don't remember.
Good talk.
It's a rough.
Anyway.
It's rough.
It was meandering conversation, basically.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
we're meandering into
anything.
it because we couldn't find anything else to talk about.
Okay, I just want to make sure there wasn't anything. I'm going to back up for a moment and throw things to Christian, though, because Christian, you kind of teased the story about your beer, and now I got to hear this story. We're going to continue week 2 of Christian's drunken expose conversation. So, Christian, the floor is yours. Why do you have the beer that you have tonight? What's the story behind it?
So every summer, Whalers as a brewery, like they put on it's called the Blessing of the Fleet, where they set up beer tents and shit in this huge field. And I'm sure there's live music, and I'm sure it's supposed to be this place where adults go sample beers and stuff like that. And we kind of took it over and did what we did, and we went there and they were giving out. So the way you got beers were they were these chips. You give them $5, you get a chip. You exchange a chip for beers. But people were dropping their chips everywhere. So we were just walking around finding them on the ground, handing them in, and it got bad. So how when you go to one place and then afterwards you're oh, we should definitely go home. But then you don't. So this thing goes till 12. And there's this other bar, George's, which is on the beach. It's this tiki bar. And after the beer tent, we were all fucked up. So we were we should have gone home. We should have gone.
What you did.
We didn't go home. We went to George's.
George's.
So half of us weren't 21 at George's. Some of us were. We get to George's. Half of us didn't. My roommate tripped on the way in, didn't let him in. So sitting out there.
Why.
I wouldn't have either.
He's sitting out there with we handed him a chair over the fence, and he's just sitting out there with the picture of LeBron Game 6 against the Celtics.
Oh yeah,
he's just sitting there in the chair facing the bouncer, just grilling him. And then so that's
gonna go well.
Some of us got in, and then the ones who weren't 21 literally dug a hole under the fence, borrowed their way in. Somehow got in, whatever. So we stayed at George's till 1, and then this is where this is the story I was trying to get to. So eventually a lot of them leave, so I'm stuck with just me and my one friend closing down the bar. We're the last 2 there, and then we go to leave. So George's is it's on the beach, and then you go into this beach town, which is absolutely deserted after 1:30. But we're the last ones there, so we're walking around the beach town, and then we got in a drunk argument somehow. I don't know what it was about. It was definitely stupid, and we lose each other. So then I was all right, we should probably find him, go home. Cannot find him. Cannot find him. He's not answering his phone. And I have his location. So I'm tracking him. I go to where his phone says he is, and he's just not there. So at this point, I'm freaking out. I have no idea where this kid is. I can't contact him. Surrounded by water. I don't know what he's doing. So I called my friend, and she's oh my God, okay, wait there, I'm coming. So she's coming, and she gets pulled over on the way to me.
Holy shit.
So to get out of the ticket, she tells the police officer that my friend is in danger, we can't find him, we don't know where he is. And then I'm standing there, and the whole 10 police cars come rolling up, and they're sitting there, they're questioning me. They're is he mentally okay and all this stuff?
As he reads Kevin's comment about
Kevin chiming in that he hopes that the one dude that works at George is watching this and the security is insane next year.
So they're like looking around, still can't find him. They come up to me and they're like, okay, like if we can't find him, like we're gonna need you to sign a form that says he is like mentally unfit, so we can like put dogs, so we can like put like dogs out to come get him. And I'm here in this position, and I'm like about to like check my friend into a mental hospital, and then
dude, like, I'd be excited. I'd be like, "Yup, here's my ass."
5 minutes later, one of the cops like radios and he's like, "I got him." He's like, "He's over here," and we all run over, and he is asleep, hanging halfway off of a dock.
Oh no!
Next to someone's boat, who like it's just a random boat.
What?
And it was like the whole sequence was just. I was standing there when the cop was like, "You have to like sign a form saying he's mentally unfit, and like we're gonna commit him." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like I'm gonna put him there?"
So how the hell did he get out of that situation?
Well, then like he's sitting there and like. Cops start, like, kicking him to like wake him up. Like they
cops like this guy
blasting this kid in the ribs.
Like they were definitely like pissed that they had to like they thought they had a missing persons case. He's just asleep on a dock. And he was like,
"Hey, he's hanging off happy tonight."
Then he wakes up and like they're gonna call him an ambulance, and he starts like first of all he gets up, he has no idea where he is, just like shoves one of the cops.
Oh, God.
Ooh, bad.
Oh, God. Like, oh my God. And then, like, long story short, they finally agreed to just let him come home in the car of the girl who like got pulled over on the way there. It was just it was the most stressful, but now like one of the funniest nights of my life. Like looking back at it.
That's a fresh disaster, man. I love that.
You have some of
like we should have gone home. We should have gone home.
Should have gone home. Yeah.
Should have gone home. Ever. Dude, unbelievable.
Nothing good happens after 1 a.m.
And also the cops kicking your friend reminded me that Urban Meyer kicked a kicker.
Oh God,
they were pissed because like they were like about to call in like the dogs, like get like a search unit on it, and then he's just asleep on a dock. Like
they wanted they wanted to be able to radio in for helicopter support, and he denied him that opportunity by being found on the dock. I get it. Also, I do want to point out that Robert Taylor might have had the best reference to kids ever, in that he said they call them fuck trophies, which I think is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, but trophies are generally things that you want. That's the only problem with that.
Well,
I mean, I love my kids, but want?
Everything you said before.
Kevin chiming in with 75% of the people on this podcast could probably get away with shoving a cop.
Holy shit!
Kev, who's the 25%? I want to know.
That math checks all the way out. There's no way I'm shoving a cop and living to tell this story. That story would go totally different with Christian. Be like, yeah, my friend shoved a cop, and then they shot him. And he's dead. The story would have had a decidedly different ending to it if it was me.
I thought there was gonna be a twist, like the guy in a Turkish tourist in Florida who was in the search party looking for him. You guys ever hear about that story?
Oh, I think.
He's looking for himself.
Yeah.
There was a search party. Cops was looking for him, and it was basically he was joining the search party, and he was.
Isn't his name Brian Laundrie? Laundrie.
It's funny.
Sure.
Where did you pull that name from? What the hell is that?
Because Laundrie's a Turkish name, of course.
Okay. Boyfriend to that chick that disappeared this summer. Remember the backpacking?
I
whatever. Gabby Patino.
Laundry. Sorry.
Which I did have to quickly Google some of it to get it right, but apparently he killed himself. So they did find him, and then he killed himself, as revealed in autopsy. So definitely went down as a murder suicide. So children,
the bounty hunter.
This is why you do not want to become an Instagram influencer.
Because what?
Because you. Sometimes you make a lot of money. Sometimes you end up sucked into an MLM, and sometimes you end up murdered, and then your boyfriend flies home and commits suicide. So just stay off Instagram.
Is that how that story went? I completely missed the Instagram part of all of that. All I knew is that she was missing. That was about it.
Yeah, they were doing some shit where they like trekked across the country in their fucking little van, being all hipstery and young.
Oh, yeah. No, I
full
knew
of
that
life and
bullshit
shit.
backstory thing, but I didn't realize it
Yeah.
had anything necessarily to do with Instagram other than that, that's what you white people like to do is travel cross country in vans and shit.
Well, see, that's exactly why I'm gonna blame Instagram for it. Like, anyway.
Instagram drove the rise of white people driving cross country in a van. I feel like that's a story as old as vans.
That's just people from Florida, though, in general.
I mean, that's true too.
That's true.
Anything to degrade Instagram is what I'm after. But Caitlin coming in with more of the news flashes. Apparently, they found his remains, or she doesn't know if she spelled her name right. They found his remains. They didn't find him. Then he killed himself. So I think she meant they found her remains. They didn't find him. Then he killed himself. Then they found his remains and confirmed that he killed himself. I know Jenny.
Drink more. This sounds a little bit sketchy.
It got really confusing towards the end because of all the
Is Caitlin drinking with us?
Yeah, right. Don't worry, man. What do you mean no, Caitlin? What? You can't just say no. You have to give context. All right, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm drinking, or I don't know.
Yeah, Kevin. Look, dude, this is how my life operates. Shit that happened months ago is current to me. So back the fuck off. And Caitlin again chiming in with LOL and laughs. So once again, Caitlin doing us no good whatsoever.
Speaking of Florida, though, seriously, can we talk about Urban Meyer? Because right after we ended last week's show, or maybe it was even
Bitch got fired. No, it was that night.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying like we were doing the show, or is like right after we logged off that the official thing went out that, oh, hey, Urban Meyer is done. Like that whole saga, that all the jokes that we had made, they were now null and void because my man's got fired. Just that was that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, all I gotta say, I guess, is it couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Wait, hold on, real quick though. We've gotta do something before we talk football.
Breaking news.
No, just the the actual football transition.
Whoa, that was a weird way to freeze. Again, just because I feel like I need to tie a bow in this, as of course now the comment section is making my feed freeze. Let me jump in and do my best. What's that little cartoon where it's the end of the world? Okay, so they found her remains, kept looking for him. Parents pointed to
wait. Why are you doing like a racist Asian caricature voice?
Oh my god. Have you ever seen the YouTube video where it tells, it's a little animated cartoon, it tells about the end of the world, and the dude starts off with, okay, this is Earth. And then he goes through the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it just sounded like you were doing 80 horrible 80s Asian stereotypes.
It's fine. I wasn't. I was trying to parody the guy that parodies life, but
I love the Frozen.
No, it's fine. It's fine, dude. Just go ahead and ruin the one time I finally got my fucking accent right on this show. Just go ahead and throw that out. That's fine. It's whatever, Scott.
Okay, it's cool. Go ahead. Do your horrible Asian accent. Wow. You just left. And in fact, at the moment, Christian, it's just me and you. Oh, there's Drew. Drew's back.
Well, it froze, so I've just.
So
Since we're in the free period, this is like our free period. It's like free, right? I'm gonna try the whole. Let's just refresh every time the stream freezes. That's what I did. Okay, they found her remains. Kept looking for him. Parents point to his remains. You say they found him. Then he killed himself. They found his remains. Is French. End of the world. Fire Z missiles.
I don't know what the hell just happened. Like I have no clue what happened. It was you reading something that I still feel like was mildly racist, and I'm just gonna go with it. Like,
Look,
I don't know.
Ooh, I just got back. What's the mild racism going on?
It wasn't meant to be
Can you hear
mildly
him?
racist. It was, yes,
Thank
Christian,
you.
we can hear
Yeah,
you.
and I was gonna say,
Um,
Ryan, you didn't miss mild racism. Like, I don't know. It's something
Overt racism.
Yeah, it's pretty overt.
True.
I don't know what the hell was going on.
Wait,
Good
so
God.
Caitlin, please, just at least for my own sanity, before I jump off my own bridge here, did you at least get the reference? Like on a 1 to 3, was the mild racism, as Scott puts it, excusable by attempting to parody the YouTube video? I'll take your answer off air. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, remember when we were talking about herbs? Can we
Football?
talk about herbs? Yeah, can we talk about herbs? 'Cause,
Herbs.
and go, Drew.
You said you wanted to talk about it. I don't know why you're not talking about it.
No, it was just the fact that right when the music finished, you're all herbs and like, pumped up and whatnot. So
I was
don't
trying
know,
to
man.
bookend
I
it,
feel
as
like
they
this.
say in the industry.
Do you mean the next head coach of Bishop Sycamore High School?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's about as best as he can hope for, right? But we all know that he's actually going to end up at some job that he has no business having, right? Like he's just going to end up in another one of these cushy analyst jobs where he tries to tell everybody how terrible of coaches they are and how much better of a job he would do, when in fact he got fired for doing all the things that he said you shouldn't do as a head coach, up to and including kicking a guy, because that's apparently a thing.
Yes.
Speaking of
Kicking a
kicking a
kicker.
guy, Caitlin said that I got the reference that she put out
my
there, and it was a
God,
very
people
bad
talking about
impression.
this? Let
And
it go.
Whitey also said, to be fair, this is an old reference. This was a flash video before YouTube was a thing.
Good.
Christian-
And I'm glad that I understand it.
Now,
because
Christian,
I don't.
I think you're having some trouble. Oh, there you go. All right. I don't know if your stuff's okay, but just thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you know what flash is?
I was gonna say,
Damn
there's
it.
absolutely no way that he knows what Flash is. There's zero reason for him to know what Flash
got
is.
retired from Chrome like 2-3 years ago. It's not that old.
It's
What is-
pretty old, dude.
All right. Well,
Like, because even when it was like prominent, it never worked. Flash Player was one of those things that you had to install like every single time because it never
Yeah.
recognized that.
Do
it
you,
was
do you want to
actually
play this
installed.
video? Install Flash. I just installed Flash.
I think you guys are thinking of Shockwave, but that's okay. I'll let you be wrong, just like my
Either
wife.
or.
Speaking
I
of
was gonna
mild
say they're
racism,
both
Urban Meyer, go.
Hey. All right.
mild racism. What else did he do?
No, that's Kev's continued nudge back to Herb talk, I think.
Oh, just making the joke that we were like, speaking of mild racism, going to Urban Meyer.
Urban
I mean,
Meyer.
it kind of ties in. Josh Rambeau is white, but I mean,
But
I
he's
feel like-
not suntan, leathery skin Florida man white like Urban is. So,
yeah. I feel like it could have been a black kicker. He would have got kicked the same. I feel like Herbs is equal opportunity on who he would kick and be a giant asshole to. So maybe he's not racist. He's just a giant dick, like we all assume.
So let's go
Can't
this way
confirm.
with it. Scott, Ryan, who would Herb not kick?
Herb?
Yeah. Urban Meyer. I don't want to call him Herb. I call him Herb.
So you
that's
called him
degrading.
Herb, which is not his
Herb.
name? Why?
Because that's a really clever way to diss someone. Do the kids still say that? Do they still say diss?
Christian, do you want to answer this question?
No, but just do what you just did again. That's all you need to do to answer it. Like,
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, no, kids don't use the term diss anymore, Drew. Thanks for clearing the air on that.
you know what, Scott? When we get off the air, we can go ahead and we can classify. If we take last week's show as Xavier versus Nova's first half, this week's show is definitely Xavier's second half in that exact same game, as we're about to lose by 11 after being up 8 at halftime.
Are you serious? Xavier's doing Xavier things again against Nova?
Yeah.
Why
just
is
as
it
we're-
that every time against Nova they turn into complete like
Well,
they've never played basketball before.
Especially after being so strong in the first half. They showed up real well across the board, and then they literally just shit Skyline down their leg in the second half.
Unfortunately, based on who's their head coach, that doesn't sound too wrong. Like, we all know that this ain't it. They're at least one head coach away from being back on track.
So Scott, real quick, before we get back to doing let's just wrap up this boom shakalaka talk real quick. So if I guarantee you that what's his name, Travis Steele, wins every crosstown shootout, what else does he have to do to keep his job in perpetuity? Like you're
actually make the tournament, actually win some tournament games. Like winning the crosstown shootout doesn't impress anybody anymore. Like who cares?
Boom, that's what I was looking for. Way to take
winning the crosstown shootout is like the minimum to keep your job. It's like, oh, congratulations, you get to coach another year, but not making the tournament, not winning any games in the tournament. Like that's not long-term sustained success. Like that's not what Xavier's looking for.
You want to know a really funny joke? UC doesn't care about the crosstown shootout anymore, allegedly, because now they're a football school.
This is the second time in my time living down in Cincinnati that Cincinnati has referred to themselves as a football school. Coincidentally, both times they were in the national title conversation. So weird how that works out for UC to be. What the hell did you just do? Mookie trying to bong on camera as he spills beer everywhere is the video that we needed to see.
I'm done with this thing. This hose is fucking leaking too.
Oh yeah, is your hose all leaky and worthless now?
Yeah. Second replacement hose too.
Yeah. Kong Bong's great, except for it doesn't like to work once the hose goes bad. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, go get yourself a Kong Bong, but make sure you've got like 42 extra hoses because they kind of crap out rather frequently. And I guess Drew just left. He's just done. That's it. He spilled beer and now he just walked off the show completely.
He's splooshed just to clean himself up.
I'm sure he'll have a completely valid excuse for why he walked off. But can we talk about COVID? Can we talk about how COVID is back to being a thing and ruining sports this week? Yeah, I know. I thought we were done having this conversation on what COVID was doing to sports and how we were going to have
personally. I just got over it myself, so I'm just.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I got the Omicron variant.
And how did that go?
It felt like a cold. It was like a really bad cold. Yeah, just
Did they tell you which one you have?
No. I mean, I got the stupid vaccinations as New York State said. You got vaccinations. You get back to work.
You're having kids?
What?
No. That's the other one.
COVID, man.
I thought COVID. Christian said, did they tell you which one you're having? And I thought he was talking about kids. Damn.
He's gonna be a soccer player.
Nice. So you're saying it's a girl?
Again,
maybe. No. We decided. Scott decided to go with COVID talk, and I was just explaining my experience, my recent experience with it myself. I had it a couple weeks. Just got over it recently, so
shit.
It wasn't that bad. It was just a really bad cold, to be honest with you.
But I thought I heard you are an intelligent human being who likes living, and therefore you got the vaccines. Is that correct?
I did, yes.
Nice.
And we're probably getting banned from YouTube from this conversation too.
Well, but what I want to know is, how's your cell phone coverage?
Oh, it's a lot better now on 5G, and I have a tail too. So,
dude,
that's awesome. It's awesome.
Do they
I like
guarantee
Nightcrawler.
the tail with the Omicron
Not
variant? or...
everyone gets the tail. I feel like Nightcrawler. It's cool. It's so cool. Like
I feel like having a tail would be cool.
it's like having a seat without having a chair. You know, I mean, it's like just, you guys kind of lean back and it's right there. You're like, this is relaxing. It's so awesome.
Okay, all right. I think I'm coming up with something here. It's baking, sip, chug, drain. I mean, Mary fuck kill. I mean, sip, chug,
Mary
drain.
Boff kill.
Mary Boff kill. Oh yeah, that's right, Ryan. Mary Boff kill. All right, Ryan.
Yeah.
Mary Boff kill. These animal parts, having a tail, having antlers or antler-like appendages, or
What?
having like a decorative fin.
All right, so we're definitely killing a fin.
Drain pour that motherfucker.
We are boffing antlers and we are marrying a tail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am anyway. I don't know about you guys.
All right, Scott. What are your feelings here?
I'm definitely punting on. I'm killing or drain pouring the decorative fin. Like I don't even know why that was an option.
Because nobody likes Aquaman. Nobody likes
yeah.
Aquaman.
And then it's between tail and what? What was the other option?
Antlers or horns, maybe.
I'm chugging, having a tail, and I am sipping. I'm gonna go ahead and marry the antlers.
All right, I like that. I think I'm similar. I would definitely sip the antlers. I think I would boff the tail. I feel like it would just kind of get in the way and make it really hard to buy pants, you know. And I think the fin could be cool. You know, I could see some cool stuff coming out of that.
No. I'm going to throw an extra one out here for you, Drew. What if it's one of the fins that Nemo had, the deformed fin?
Why are you trying? Man, see, you know what that is right there? That is you putting freaking cheese in the mousetrap and hoping I'm dumb enough to just sniff right on it and get snapped. You trying to get me in trouble.
That's right.
No, Nemo and his fins can suck it. If anything, I would take the rainbow fish's scales. Actually, if we're going to go that route with it.
Wait, what?
Y'all don't know about the rainbow fish?
No.
So wait, it's Mary Boff kill thruple now? I mean, I'm kind of
well,
you know,
we're trying to adapt to stay with the times. You know, 2022 is right around the corner, and you know, polygamy's a thing. Or no, I'm sorry, it's not. That's not what it's called now. It's called polyamorousness of the aptitudes.
Moving on.
You know it's bad when I have to save me from myself.
Well, it's better than overt or mild racism. I would just put it that way.
It wasn't mild. It was a parody, dick. God, the original was the racist one. Okay,
it seemed non-mild. It seemed more like blatant.
Fine. Speaking of racism,
here's the pitch. Oh shit.
Baseball. That's it. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Speaking of racism, baseball. And moving on.
I was gonna say, Scott, what are your thoughts with the hot stove lockout situation between the owners and the PA?
The fact that they're just meeting and dabbling on talks is just more of the same. I'd love to say that this ends without them screwing anything up, but it's baseball. So my guess is that there isn't a deal until mid-March is my guess.
So are they actually legitimately holding meetings, or are they just sending the advanced scouts to, you know, figure out which one of the Marriotts downtown has the best, you know, finger food?
Advanced scouts, because it's one of those things where they're still talking, and at any given moment they could have a deal. But instead, they're just kind of, you know, batting things back and forth, no pun intended, just kind of like the little stuff because there's no threat of anything like actually missing. So I guess talks will actually get serious closer to spring training near like the beginning of February. But that's why I'm saying they're wasting all this time now when they could be doing something. So that means that things won't actually progress and pick up. And then everything is going to get pushed back, I would guess, until about beginning to mid-March.
Well, things are going to be either good or bad depending on how long the meetings are. Right now, the first meeting they had was only 7 minutes long.
Right. Yeah, like they're
in the room.
I was gonna say they're single digits.
So if the next meeting is 3.5 minutes or 14 minutes, you'll see how much progress there is in the talks.
I don't know, Ryan. I feel like all that's going to happen is for someone to realize after the tantrum they threw in the 7-minute meeting that you cannot serve a legitimate turkey club without chips in the middle of it and the crust still on. That's it. We're not dealing with this shit. There's crust on the turkey club. We're getting out of here.
Crust off?
What? And what was your take on that? Wait. Did you just say there had to be chips in the center of the sandwich?
The
crust?
The traditional way to serve the turkey club, you make the turkey club, right? You cut the crust off, then you cut it into triangles. You flip the triangles to make a little square in the outside and like a diamond on the broader circumference, and then you put chips in the middle.
No, wait. I was told as a child that if I ate my crusts, whether it be on a pizza or on bread, I would grow hair in my chest. And I've known that for so long. Now you're telling me that the club sandwich has no crust.
Well,
I could have had it with no crust.
And Ryan, this is because, first of all, the turkey club originates at the country club. Second of all, we all here, we grew up.
That's why I don't know. I don't know.
We had
shit
to
about
eat
the
them
club.
crusts.
It originated. It originated at the country club, and I'm
exactly.
like, huh? What?
We wouldn't up in the club. We wouldn't up in the club. And I think, Scott, just because we're this late in the show, we haven't used it. I feel like that was you playing a minor.
Race card.
It wasn't. I was legit like, what club? Between not having the money or the skin color to get into any type of country club, I don't know nothing about no proper club. I ate all of my sandwiches with the crust on because it was extra nutrition.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you can only afford the one loaf of bread, you don't be cutting crust off shit. But the proper way to do it, which again is probably why all the rich lawyers from the MLBPA and the OWGs, they were in there. They're like, there's crust on this. There's no chips in the middle. This is ridiculous. We're out of here in 7 minutes. I'm not even going to wait for that half diet, half regular Coke. We're gone, Stacy. Fix your shit before we come back.
Ryan, what's your stance on the current situation between the owners and the players? Like, where do you side on this whole thing?
I could care less, honestly. It's just millionaires and billionaires.
No, you couldn't care less.
Vying for it, and I could care less. Besides, Letterkenny season 10, Christmas Day, baby. That's what's coming up. That's what's up.
Now, Ryan, I'm gonna be honest, man. I tried to throw it in there once, but you doubled down on the I could care less, meaning there is less care you could give to the situation. I know you as a very intelligent man who I honestly look up to in a way.
Do you?
I hold you in high esteem. Now, whether that means anything in the grand scheme of things in this world or not, right? Like I'm sure there's people Hitler held in high esteem. But again, all I'm saying is you could not care less. Let's just be very clear about that.
Did you really just go to the Hitler?
We're going to push right on past that, Scott. Christian, does UConn cover tonight? I need to know for a friend.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. It's only 5.5.
Good. Because, well, yeah, I don't know why. I bet that
it's Drew. Of course he's betting it. It's
I need to do something.
It's a bet to be taken.
Yes, I would love to know
Rams over.
You took the Rams over?
Really?
Yeah, it's only 44.
Hold up.
Holy shit. Are you serious? Man, they must think the Seahawks about to get shut outed.
Do you know the score?
Crazy.
No, like the game over.
The game over.
Only 44.
Well, the game's almost over, yeah.
Not close.
Well, it is because the Rams are up by at least 14. Matty Stafford's thrown 2 touchdowns I know of.
What is it?
I was asking you.
It's 10-10, third quarter.
I'm watching UConn. What are you asking me these questions for, man? UConn's on. Yo, speaking of UConn hoops, Christian, what's up with your girls?
Oh, I don't really. Who cares?
Wow.
Is there a sexy card we throw out?
Race card.
Wait a minute, race card?
I mean, we don't have a sexism card, so what do you want me to do, Scott? I still feel it deserves to be called out. All right. So anyway, Scott, back to what you're saying about baseball batting things around. I think it's time we get into some.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Now, Jenny specifically asked for you to do hockey earlier. I doubt she's still listening, but I don't know if there was something specific she had that she wanted to cover. Really, Scott, it's been a while, so let's just get caught up. What are your thoughts on the NHL season so far?
Can't believe they suspended things for COVID. It was wild. Nobody saw that coming. I thought everything was good to go.
Is he sarcasm? Is he for real? Guys, I don't know. Is he for real or is like that sarcasm?
No, that was for real. Like, what else do you want from me?
No, I want this
They're
one.
not
Weird,
glad
because-
because of COVID.
I honestly can't tell.
When COVID first started, hockey was the sport that was like, we're gonna still fucking play. And now the NBA is saying we're not doing anything about it.
Yeah,
Weird.
they're just like bucket.
Well, Adam Silver had a good point though. He's like, it's not going away, so we're gonna have to learn to live with it.
That's
So,
fair.
like, why would we start canceling games again?
He's smarter than about 50%. I'd probably say about 75% of the politicians out there. Yeah, I believe
Look,
it.
it's
I was going to say at least.
At least 75% of the politicians out there.
Look, all I know is it's the sign of the apocalypse when COVID is spiking, players can't field people, and Kyrie is like, yeah, now let me come back to work. Like, this is the time I'm
Kyrie
going to
is
get my
such a
ass up off the
douche.
bench.
Kyrie is such a douche.
Get
Like, Kyrie's
really
like not
is.
even. Kyrie's not like not getting vaccinated because he like thinks he shouldn't get vaccinated. Kyrie's the biggest like, oh look at me guy like in the fucking world. It's not even funny. Like he said the Earth was flat. There's no way you actually fucking believe that. And if you do, and if you're like, oh, I don't know, don't get me started.
I can give you credit to say you believe the Earth is flat if you're not flying on planes, probably on average once every 3 days over the course of a year. Like that's the thing that gets me is like didn't he spend time over in Europe as a kid or something? Or maybe I'm just thinking of Kobe, but like
Australia. He's from Australia.
okay, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, he'd been around the world a little bit. Like, I don't understand his ass. Now, the question I have is, Christian, do you walk any of that back knowing he's still getting paid his full fucking contract for literally doing nothing? Like, not even rehabbing from injury.
No, because you're a douche. That even makes him more of a douche, in my opinion. It's just a douche. Plus, like, again, I told you guys this when I first met you. Like, my buddy was the water bottle guy. Like, I'm good friends with the water bottle guy.
Yeah, that's right.
The water bottle guy. I forgot all about
Water
that.
bottle guy.
Christian's got stories, man. I feel like
Christian has more stories. Like he's got more stories in his college up to this point in his college career than I have for my entire life. Like way better stories too. All of my stories from like college and they don't end anywhere near as cool as somebody shoving a police officer.
Well, like, that's how I always look at
we
it. too.
covered
Like, all
why
my
that
friends,
is,
like,
Scott.
when we get into like these situations, like they're all like, "Oh my god, like that was fucked." And I'm like, you got the story.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Like
no,
there was
I mean,
one bad one.
thing.
Like
You got in a pinch.
you got jumped once in Newport. Like
Only
2 a.m.
once.
got
That's pretty
jumped.
good.
And like they're all pissed off at the end. And I'm like, guys, imagine telling that story.
There you go. So I take it you didn't win the fight.
Dude, it wasn't even close. Like it was bad. Yeah, it wasn't good. The girl we were with got hit too. And like as I'm like calming down the girl. Yeah, no, these dudes were like not. And then we were like talking to the guy after. We are like, you actually like hit a girl like that? He's like, well, if a woman wants to get involved in a man's business, she's gonna be treated like a man. And we were like,
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
like, we're not winning that. That's the mindset.
I did not understand shit was so rough up there in the Hamptons, man. I'm sorry.
That's the thing.
That's fucked up.
I still
That's
can't get
fucked up.
over all this time we talked about him living in the Hamptons or near the Hamptons, and you last week suggested that he lived down south. Like
Georgia,
that's
if I remember
in Georgia specifically.
Yeah, and I know why your bitch ass is bringing that up too, Scott. So Christian, maybe we need to start a like former interns of Craft Breed Sports support group or whatever, because your boy Don came to your defense and was like, this motherfucker right here doesn't even know which intern he's talking to because he thinks he lives down in Georgia, but he's actually up in Connecticut. And I was like, look, man, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to keep straight, a lot of moving parts here, and Who is Pepe Silva? Who is Pepe Silva? That's all.
It was like the equivalent of talking to your wife about something that you and your side piece discussed. It is like, oh shit, that wasn't you, was it? Like, oh, damn. This is awkward.
Yeah, that was
Well, you got another story there? I mean,
this was bad, but like I don't really want to.
No, we ain't gonna get it.
Hold on a second. We don't do the whole intro and then back out of the story game. You teased it, so go.
No,
It's
hold
just
on.
like
we don't want to. We don't want to be.
It happened like a year ago, but like I basically like I called one girl, another girl's name.
Oh, that happens
during something I shouldn't have called.
Oh no!
I like that it's not during anything, not alluding to. He just says during something that I shouldn't have.
It's a life lesson, man. That's why you never go with names, always nicknames. That's why you're always throwing out.
Let your imagination run wild. What he was doing that he shouldn't have called.
It's Imagine-mania.
Okay, I gotta know real
All right,
quick.
so hockey.
How did that end for you, Christian?
Am I the only one seeing just a black screen for Christian now?
I think he's stuck.
Christian must have froze. No.
Way to go, Scott. You broke him.
Froze on purpose.
You broke him.
I get it.
All right. Well, while Christian's figuring,
so Scott, we were talking about betting things back and forth. We were talking about negotiations and CBA and stuff. So
whoa! We're getting
whoa. That's what I'm about to do. That hockey. So one of the big contentious points in the last NHLPA, NHL CBA was the Olympics. What are your feelings on the latest announcement regarding I think they're in China or something, but the Olympics
Beijing,
coming up here.
yeah.
Beijing, the Beijing 22 Olympics. What are your thoughts on hockey's take there?
I support whatever the president says.
Which president? What president?
The current one. The current president. Whatever he says.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks. Scott supports.
Did you poop his pants too?
Piece of ass.
Maybe.
Hey, man,
all right, well,
sometimes you just gotta
Christian's
poop.
back. So, real quick, Christian, before we get into what beers we're drinking this week, how did that situation end up for you by calling the wrong name?
I think Whitey knows. Because of what he says, it ended on someone's face.
And go, Christian.
It was like I got out of it. Like it wasn't. It could have been catastrophic. I got out of it pretty easily, but
boy,
yeah, like the story sounds better than it actually is. But
yeah, that's kind of disappointing. You should have made up something like, she chased me. With
every time you signed up a different lab partner's name with your current lab partner on, the study sheet, and then people find out, it's always a rough moment, man. But like, hey, at least you grew from it. You moved past it.
It was like an awkward pause. I was like, oh.
That's not your name.
I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I think I drew more attention to it than like needed to be because I recognized it first. I was like, oh, fuck. And then she's like, what? Yeah.
So
at that point, you should have been like, bitch, you're hearing things. I didn't say that. Like,
what did I say?
All right. On that note, let's go on ahead and wrap things. Ryan has something.
One more thing
before we get out of here.
I do want to do that hockey just a little bit. Scott wasn't messing around. There is a pause right now with the NHL and the NHLPA deciding to pause the season. But on a serious note, there's only one unvaccinated player in the National Hockey League, and he plays for Drew's Detroit Red Wings. It's Tyler Bertuzzi. So in the New Jersey Devils lost to Detroit on Saturday night. Mason Gearson of the New Jersey Devils seems to tell Tyler Bertuzzi in this clip that he told Tyler Bertuzzi to get vaccinated during a chirp.
Yeah, there wasn't any seems to be. That motherfucker chirped at him and told
He
him
totally
to go
told
get
him to get
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
He totally told him to go get vaccinated. Now, I got to be honest. I didn't realize Bertuzzi was the last dumb fuck to not get the stab, but I'll trust your take
Look,
on that.
Even I know that Bertuzzi, that's a legacy dumbass name right there. So
Oh, I
of
completely
course-
agree. I've been too
As
I've
an
been too
Avalanche fan, you should
busy.
know, Scott.
Yes, I was
busy
gonna
watching the
say
Wings win,
I'm
man.
very familiar with that name. That's one of those that it's like, that doesn't really shock me, unfortunately.
All I want to know is, did Mason drop his gloves and let Tyler serve him some sweet justice?
Unfortunately, they were separated.
Yeah, well, then he can just shut the fuck up and take a back seat because he plays for the Kings. So ain't no one want to hear about him.
All right, on that note, Mookie, what were you drinking this week?
Regret. A lot of regret over here.
Especially in that beer bong.
It's Christmas week. There's no regret.
It's true.
Look, all I know
she's right,
is
she's right.
that's the last time I'm chilling for them dumb motherfuckers. I'm going back to my car keys and beer cans, and it'll all be great. Because that's how you shotgun a beer, kids. I was drinking Moped. No one got the reference earlier when I called it Moped, but it was a blood orange wit beer from New Image Brewing in Arvada, Colorado. 3.57 caps on Untapped. It was all right. Like, it was okay.
Rated on your Christmas scale.
Tinsel. Like, it can definitely make the difference when, you're decorating and whatnot.
Tinsel's awful. I hate
But it might be
tinsel.
bad for your pet.
Well, maybe they'd learn not to eat everything they find,
the
Ryan.
last
It's
time
called
I had
natural
tinsel
selection.
on my tree, I was like 4, and even as a 4-year-old, I'm like, this shit gets everywhere. This stuff is awful. Who thought it was a good idea to just throw bullshit on your tree?
Well, I don't know about you, Scott, but I've never actually put feces on my tree, so I wouldn't know how to answer that.
Ryan, what are you drinking?
Well, I was drinking Brux Royale Belgian Stout from Ross Brewing in Edison, New Jersey. 11.7% ABV, 4.07 caps on Untapped. Again, I described it as my 12th, as my senior year in high school, the Coach Prime cross trainer sneakers that I got. There we go.
Yes, and you specifically got them because at the time you knew then this guy's head coach material. I better get his shoes now.
Oh, super head coach material. Oh my goodness.
Busts out. All right, Christian, what were you drinking tonight, man? And rated on the Christmas scale.
Whalers, American Pale Ale. What did I say? Peyton Manning jersey.
Not
Peyton
tinsel.
Manning jersey.
Yeah, Peyton Manning. Wait, hold on a second. That's a good litmus test, real quick though, before we move on from that damn point. Do you know what tinsel is?
Yeah, it's like shit that goes on a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah,
like,
well, okay. I say that because seriously, like, I thought maybe it was like phased out by the time.
it definitely is. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, by the time I was in junior high, I don't remember it being a thing anymore. And so we're talking like late 90s, early 2000s. I'm like, does anybody still fucking use tinsel? Like, is that still a thing? Because I sure as shit haven't seen it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've ever seen it in person, but
Yes,
You're not
I'm
missing
just
much, though.
I was gonna say I'm slightly old enough to remember when tinsel was still on trees, and it was fucking horrendous back then. So, alrighty, well, I was drinking since the first time around we didn't get to finish. I was drinking PB&B King.
That's what she said.
Thanks.
Yeah.
By Wiley Roots Brewing Company. Listen, this is an imperial pastry stout, 12%. Peanut butter, banana, chocolate, marshmallows, everything that makes the world go round in greatness. This beer is the fucking best Christmas I ever had, which, ironically enough, is tied between two Christmases, both involving Nintendo, that being the Christmas when I was 5 and getting that first Nintendo, and the Christmas when I was in 7th grade, which you'd be like, wow, how is that one of your favorite Christmases? But for Christmas, the year that the Nintendo 64 was released, my parents were not able to secure a Nintendo 64 because of how scarce it was and all that. But my brother and I did open up I think 4 different Nintendo 64 games. And most people would think, holy crap, that would suck. You got the games and not the system. But my dad had a plan, and my grandpa always every year sent us cash for our Christmas gifts, and my parents just usually went on ahead and flipped that and got us something that, they know that we wanted or whatever. Well, that year they knew we were getting the Nintendo 64 at some point, had total plans to get it, fell through. But I think 2 or 3 days after Christmas, somehow my dad was able to find a Nintendo 64. So even though on Christmas Day we didn't have the actual system, best Christmas ever, because I knew I was going to have a Nintendo 64 soon, or at least we were committed enough to have 4 fucking games for the Nintendo 64, and that was one of my best Christmas ever. So between Nintendo 64-ish Christmas and the original Nintendo Christmas, this is like one of my favorite beers ever, period. This fucking shit's delicious. So
Nice.
Yeah. That's going to do it. That's all
Cool.
I got.
All right. Well, hey, we got to the end of the show. That's a thing that we did. We didn't talk about any sponsors. We didn't plug any other shows except for the one time Ryan did.
We play Ryan himself, and I was just about to let Ryan plug his own shit.
Well, I was more going to say, like, do we want to talk about like these dudes, or do we want to talk about like these dudes at all, or like maybe these dudes?
This is even better because it's only video. I was gonna say video.
I know, video only. Like, people need to come over to that YouTube channel. You can listen to us anywhere.
I dug out mugs. Use beer drop. And grab you some morning recovery.
Oh, see, fuck. I forgot all about this shit. That was the reason I chose the Blood Orange, because I got that that half-liter bottle of morning recovery coming to me. That's the Blood Orange flavor. I actually sprung for it, so it should be here later this week. And I guess I'll figure out how to parcel out and pour out morning recovery into like shooters. I don't know. This will be interesting. They did say, however, they have multiple cocktail recipes that you can make with morning recovery, which sounds dangerous. It's basically like drinking vodka and Gatorade.
I don't know about having a cocktail with it, though. It sounds
well, think about it. It's an ingredient in the martini or the old fashioned that's really just in the drink to keep you from getting hungover.
It's fair enough, I guess. I don't know how much I would be into drinking a cocktail with it, but
I mean, that's you got to try it at least twice, and then you'll know, man.
Cool. Ryan, where can they find you, man? Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me, boys. Do appreciate it. So you can find me on Twitter at whoisRyanMCC. That's my Twitter handle. You can find my show, No Credentials Required, usually once or twice a week. Anywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, wherever fine podcasts are sold. And I'll usually be
wait, we sell this shit?
Allocating. Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, you do now. It's Christmas, baby. Gotta make that money.
We should like actually try then.
Right?
Man, my pants are wet. It feels like I peed myself.
Dear God, Christian, are you going to be back
pants
with us after Christmas break? Are you rejoining the show in 2022, or is this the final hurrah the fans of the show?
I actually don't know yet, because, well, I don't know. I'll talk to you about it after. But
wow, dude, you literally just asked him to prom, and he was like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I answer in like 3 days? Like,
he was like,
fuck.
if chick A, B, and C say no, I
just hit him a note saying, "Will you stay with us? Yes or no?" Circle 1.
Would you give me another course credits?
Hell yeah!
I mean, I was gonna say I'll give you as many credits as you want.
We'll sign everything.
Like,
yeah,
I was just gonna say, I was like, you need us to sign something? You got it, man.
Dude,
yeah.
I can forge Mike's signature. I can also send an email as him too. It's not that hard.
Mike maybe looks so good in the evaluation.
Oh, did he write stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, Scott.
Wow.
Scott.
Sounds like it needs a black evaluation. So for the second semester, no pressure. I'll be the one evaluating.
This honky showed up most of the time.
I was just gonna say, the 25% of the show that has a say thinks he did all right.
He came back after he got his first paycheck. Thumbs up.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
Scott, we should do poetry slam with that eval.
Poetry slam. Well, I was gonna say Christian wasn't around for the poetry slam for Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, so maybe we'll have to bring that back. That's another reason for Christian to come back, so we can get another slam session. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us this week.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. With the snaps and everything.
Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you guys for joining us this week. Thank you guys for joining us this year. We will have one more show next week. Despite the fact that
we can't end on this note.
Yeah, no kidding. Good God.
Train wreck, are you kidding me?
It's been a hell of a show. Ryan, thanks again for joining us. Christian, thank you for joining us this year. Hopefully you'll be around for next semester, next week, anything moving forward. Drew and I will be back here next week, one way or the other, because, hey,
sorry,
we still got to do this show. So, there's that. Mike, we miss you. Get back soon. Appreciate you guys joining us. Take care. We'll see you on another edition of Craft Root Sports next week as soon as I find the outro.
Don't worry, Scott. I got it.
You're the best. Love you.
Actually click and broadcast.
No, just let it roll. Just let it roll.
I was just gonna say when the song stops, I'll do it. Jesus Christ.
Merry Boston Christmas, everyone.
Jingle all the way.
All the way, that's what she wanted.
We have the most viewers we've had the entire show right now.
How long does this song go for? It's over. Shut out the lights.